I guess so. Here we go. Okay, well, at least I got a smaller one.
It's definitely hitting me.
My sinuses.
I was
Opening
scared
up.
about getting hiccups. Because when I eat spicy food, I get the hiccups.
You do? That's cute.
And that, and that would not be like a good thing for a podcast because it's just like me hiccuping in your ear.
I can't wait to start hearing you hiccup.
Okay, my level 3 hot take, and this one is like, we're shooting up. Like, it's getting hotter.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell it's getting hotter.
High schools should have an age requirement or an experience requirement to teach at. So if I want to teach at a high school, there should be a minimum age requirement or a minimum experience requirement. One, fresh out of college, 20 to 22-year-olds may struggle with classroom management because they're too close in age to the students. Some of their students are 18. I know at GCU we're a big promoter of graduating early. I know people who are 20 who are going and teaching high school. And 18 and 20, like, they're the same age. Teaching college might not prepare them enough to face, like, the management issues of a real classroom. And then this would help us have lower amounts of burnout and staff retention because new teachers can learn in a place where it's easier. What's your thoughts?
Gosh, I sure hope that that's feasible.
Yeah.
I like it. I actually, so what you're trying to say is that the maturity level makes a difference. So you can't teach at a high school.
It just got me.
Me too, man. So I'm trying.
Yeah, I appreciate.
I mean what I'm saying. So at a high school, you would say that like a 20-year-old wouldn't be able to work there?
I don't think a 20-year-old should work at a high school now.
Okay. So what if like you loved high school when you were 16 and all you wanted to do was go back to school to be a teacher so that you could go back to high school? Is that kind of part of your argument to not have that 20-year-old work at that school because that person is not mature enough to be a teacher of young students?
Yeah, I think.
So I'm clarifying. And then I'll tell you.
I 100% agree with that too. Like, hey, are you teaching for the right reason? Like, are you going back to high school just to like relive the glory days? I think having an age requirement prevents that. If you feel like you're called to teach high school, spend 4 years in middle school, work on your craft, and you're going to be even more prepared to teach when you get there.
Interesting. So a 20-year-old can teach in a middle school.
Yes.
You're okay with that.
Because
but to be in
they're
high
like
school,
13. Like, there's a bigger age gap. And I think that age gap does matter.
Okay. All right. I like it. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's kind of controversial, I might say.
I think people would say, well, Tyler, you might just suck at classroom management, and that's why you're saying that. Some of us are
but many 20-year-olds probably do.
20 to like 22.
Know.
Yeah. And your first year of teaching's hard. And I remember, like,
that's true.
my senior year of high school, like, they're mean. So giving them that experience to, like, build their skin, build their crafts, I think it's important.
Okay. You know what? Here's the thing. As a teacher of high school for 17 years, I'm going to say go back to class because that is a great idea. I've seen many teacher who are overwhelmed at that age and stage, and it's hard to retain them.
It is.
Number one, and then number two, the maturity part.
Yeah.
So, but it's interesting because we need teachers. So
it's
true. Hard to say that if a 21-year-old or a 20-year-old comes and says, "I really want to teach,"
and that's like.
But I like your idea. Of
no disrespect to
school.
Any amazing young high school teachers out there.
No disrespect. Wow.
What's your take?
I did not think I was going to agree with you on that one, but I kind of do. All right, so here's my next take. I think that teachers during the summer, since we're kind of going into summer, especially, I think that all teachers should be required to refresh at least one lesson during the summer.
Okay.
And basically, like, I don't want to, they don't have to refresh the whole unit. They don't have to, I mean, it's summer break and you're supposed to be taking some time for you and self-care, and that's very good. But I also think they should modernize a lesson. They should bring it back to the new vision or theme of the year for the school. Add at least one engaging strategy so that those teachers who are out there who've been teaching for 20 years and they're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, they don't They're not allowed to be boring, at least for one lesson.
For one lesson.
So, what are your thoughts?
100. I think right away it's going to be go back to the classroom. I've been in classroom where teachers, hey, this PowerPoint's 30 years. Like, this PowerPoint's older than me.
Great.
The mindset, like, hey, I've already done my time making lessons. Like, now I can just coast. Right. Like, I think that's a poor mentality. I think also kids change a lot from, like, 8th graders now to 8th graders 4 years ago. Like, what gets their attention, what relates them is totally different. So I think it's super important to keep changing and modernizing your lessons. So I think that's 100% back to class. I'm a big fan of that take.
And it goes back to my AI piece too.
Use the AI to help you.
If people are not using that AI,
get on that. The only pushback I would say from teachers is like, I already have a busy job. Why are you making me do more work?
Yeah, and there's experience, and I think if they're telling stories and making it more exciting, but I don't know, the same PowerPoint over and over again, please. You shouldn't be using PowerPoint anyway, let's be honest.
I agree. Okay, are you ready?
This is our last one.
Hand is shaking. I'm nervous.
All right, let's do it.
Ceremonious final dip.
What? Are you kidding me? There's more spice on this thing? All right, do it. Goodness.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. That's going to be subtle because it kind of tastes like it's not going to be hot, but I think it's fired up right now.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to try to get this out while you're finishing eating. My level 4 hot take, oh my gosh. My hot take is, this is like, I'm going to get clowned on in the comment section. School's primary objective is not to teach responsibility. What do I mean by that? I think all missing work, once like turned in, should be graded 100. Like, I don't think there should be penalties for missing work. I think you should put a 0 in the grade book, but if they turn it in, you shouldn't be marking off 50%. I think all tests and homework should be able to be made up to 100%. So like if I take a test and I get a 70, I can get those points back if I make it up. And I think, one, it promotes students actually doing the work. I know for me, if I am one day late on an assignment and it's 50% off, I'm not going to do it because there's no point. 2, grades should reflect mastery of content, not compliance and like responsibility. Students who learn the material should not be punished for learning it later than someone else. So if it takes me an extra month to grasp this math concept, I shouldn't be punished for not grasping it right away. And then lastly, allowing full credit on missing work encourages students to make up their missing work. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I'm not very happy that you made me go for an extra dip.
I'm like also crying
in the spice arena because I'm totally crying. My initial thought is to go straight to the principal's office.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because isn't the whole purpose behind schools to teach responsibility, like start to finish, show up, perseverance? I can barely speak. I don't understand what you mean by not teaching responsibility.
I'm not saying don't teach it. I'm saying I would much rather...
Their primary responsibility.
My primary responsibility is to teach students the content and teach students like what they're supposed to know. I think that other
like
stuff...
high school, right? You teach content, not kids. I think you should teach kids, not content.
Yes, in
first.
The sense of like... But I
you
think
do need to teach content,
I think
but
for
first
me,
kids.
It would be more important that a student...
I'm dying right now.
Yeah, no, this is not fun. I think it's more important for me that the student does the work and like learns the content at whatever pace it is, then turns in everything on time, but maybe cheats on it so they can get it done, or...
Okay, I see your point there.
I think for me, my primary goal would be like, hey, how can I get my students to learn? And I think we so often focus on like the responsibility portion, like, hey, you're 30 seconds late, get a late pass.
Oh, well, so no, I would... 30 seconds late, leave the classroom. That's not teaching responsibility. That's getting rid of a student. So I don't know that you and I see eye to eye on that, but I do think that... So then the question is, how do you teach a kid to be on time? Is that our job or is that their parents' job?
That's what I think. I don't think that's our job.
Okay, so you're saying if they do show up 30 seconds late, that, you know,
I think
but it goes back to your, you want to teach them how to learn.
I think some of it is like
Just give them a hot wing.
The school is
Learn it quick.
I think the school is obviously like you follow your school's guidelines. So if they say, hey, if the student's a minute late, give them a late pass. That's one thing. But if you have your own, like if you can determine your own late policy, I would, hey, you can turn anything in when it's done. So obviously, you'll get a 0 in the grade book until it's due. Okay. And I think that teaches some responsibility. Okay. But
your point is kids need to learn, and that's our responsibility.
Yes.
How do we best teach them how to learn, not teach them necessarily primarily responsibility?
I think we've so often focused on school from a competitive sense. Like, well, that's not fair. My kid turned their assignment on time. Their kid turned it in 2 weeks late. Why is it the same grade? And I don't think that matters.
That's comparison. We don't need to compare.
I don't think comparison matters in education. Yeah. I think if they get the work done, they should be graded on the work and not their ability to turn something on time. Goes back to your
accuracy piece.
Yes.
So it should be graded on accuracy.
Yes.
And part of getting graded on accuracy is turning something in so that we can actually grade it so that we can see whether or not it's accurate
100%.
And then help the student learn. The more I talk, the hotter it gets.
I think I'm cool now. So I'll let you go with your hot take, see if that helps.
Okay, final hot take is this. Every administrator in schools should give every teacher a free sub day.
Okay.
Once a quarter, that administrator should bring someone into the classroom to sub my class. If I'm a teacher, no questions asked. I still have to come to work that day.
Yeah.
But you're going to sub, and it could just be one class. If I'm teaching in high school and I have like 5 classes, or
when I said that he went away, I lied. This is still killing me.
Try to get it out, and I can't really think. Okay, so administrators should be required to give teachers once a quarter a free sub day, and that sub can't just be a regular sub. The sub should be an industry person. So, like, let's say I'm teaching computer science. I want someone who's a software developer, to come in and sub my class.
Okay.
Or it could be a fellow teacher, but not from the same building.
Okay.
So let's say it could be another educator because they're a professional and they know how to teach. Or it could be an administrator who feasibly should also be an educator. The principal teacher of the school is the principal. So maybe it's even the principal that comes in and gives and relieves a teacher per quarter.
What I would agree on, I think having that professional, like a computer science expert to come in, I think that's amazing. I think that gives students a clear identity, like what that looks like in the real world. I'm really big on, administration. Like, you should be subbing once a quarter. One, like, it gives them an idea of, hey, what my teachers are complaining about, or like what my teachers have been telling me, like, let me see it first person and see like where the problem actually lies. I think that's incredible. And I think giving the teachers an extra day off, it's such a hard job. Like, we could talk about in hours about the whole summer getting summers off, but I think teachers deserve 1 day off a quarter to recharge, reset. So
totally agree.
I think.
So I'm going back to class.
I think it's going to be a lunch detention. I think when you said having another teacher sub, I think that's like putting it in lunch detention. But I think it's great. I've also seen like administrators, like 2 years out of college, go into administration. I think that should be another thing. That should not happen.
Again.
We can
20-year-olds in the high school and no administrators. 2 years in, you got to have at least 5 years under your belt in the classroom.
I would say 10 years for administrator. 5 to 10 years.
You're never going to get an administrator, are you?
that maybe that's true. I haven't thought about that.
Maybe we should just give administrators more training, like more leadership training.
Okay, I like that.
Maybe that would be a compromise.
That could be a compromise. Well, Dr. Araza, Cori, thank you so much for going through this with me. This was obviously super fun and a little bit painful.
It was totally painful, and I didn't drink any water, so the minute this goes off...
We did no water. That is big time.
I was just trying to compete with you, Tyler. That's all I'm trying to do.
I appreciate that. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would like to take this time to apologize to the kids. Last month when I did the outro, I didn't do a good job on it. It wasn't my great work. The fans deserve much better than that outro, so this is me doing a better outro right now. Thank you so much for watching this month's Wednesday webinar. It's summer. If you're looking for some professional development opportunities, take a look in the description below to check out Canyon Professional Development's Solutions to Go. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.